Good evening, my name is Martin Ossock and I'm the independent watchdog for the Department for Works and Pensions. Tonight with me I've got Maurice Barnett, who's here to talk about the Child Support Agency and changes within CMEC, and also earlier on as we spoke about the ESA and the corruption that is really going to town here on claimants and people and their lives being totally dictated and ruined by government corruption. But for the time being, I'm going to hand you over now to Maurice and let him make his own introduction. Hi Maurice, it's good to see you, mate.
Thank you, Martin.
Nice to see you back down here in the Midlands. What can you put forward today, mate? What's been going on?
Well, since the last time we met and we did the last video, we have uncovered a hell of a lot of corruption within the Child Support Agency and the new CMEC, which was brought into 2008. Basically, they have been destroying people's lives, and in order to destroy people's lives, they've been using the moralistic route of saying, well, if you don't pay the money, children will go without. And we've actually found out that the children are going out. The first thing we need to understand is that the Child Support Agency has been hiding under the Child Support Act 1991, and also they've been hiding under this deception that they are no authority. We've actually uncovered that the Child Support Agency is a company, a non-for-profit company, and that the Child Support Act 1991, the same as any other act which governments have brought in or have tried to bring in, they are what they call statutory legislation. It is not a law. It only becomes a law if we consent to it. And what these people do is they actually con you into doing the consent by getting you to contract with them without you knowing. So by them asking you your name over the phone, sending out letters, asking you to fill in forms.
So this comes under common law, doesn't it? As long as we don't contract with these idiots, we can't go wrong, can we?
Yeah, exactly. Now the other corruption which comes into play, because since starting to delve into all the research about this company, a big picture has started to open up, because we found it's not just the Child Support Agency, it is also the Ministry of Justice, which again, through TPUC, we found out that they are a company. And these companies they manipulate their own acts to suit themselves in order to make money. And the Child Support Agency is raking in hundreds of thousands of pounds per month, and they're using local techniques through the companies trading as the Ministry of Justice, i.e. Magistrates Court or Sheriff's Court.
So what we're saying is then the judicial system in effect is a complete wash.
Yes, it is, yeah.
You know, because when you look at the judicial system, and we hear it every day now, there's always somebody talking about the kangaroo court, there not being a crest visible within the courts, never having 3 magistrates on the desk, always 2 or whatever. And you know, it's a fact now that when you go into court and people are looking for a fair hearing, they've got no chance at all, have they?
No, they're not. I mean, the magistrates themselves, they're breaking their own regulation to start off with, because everybody has to be treated equally and fairly. But here we have the Child Support Act 1991, Section 33, which deals with liability orders, and I think subsection 4, which states that the magistrates cannot question the CSA when they do their assessments. Well, basically that's just saying you're guilty and you can't prove your innocence. So this is when we started to look a bit deeper into what was going on, and we developed a technique when we actually go into court and we can actually dismiss a magistrate. We're actually going to put a video together for the Big Dad Association.
Fantastic.
To arm people when going into court, because you need to know how to handle these people. It's a scary moment when you go into court, and that is the whole idea of it. It's there for intimidating tactics. And that is what the Child Support Agency and the Ministry of Justice, working on behalf of a company called the government, right? Because we also have to bear in mind the government is a company. The Labour Party is trading under the trading name of Alistair Down PLC.
Did I hear earlier on say that there was a CCJ actually against the Ministry of Justice?
Yes, there's a CCJ registered against the Ministry of Justice. That was issued against them on December 16th or 18th 2008. And to top that one off, we actually did research on the Child Support Agency and believe it or not, they have CCJs totaling amount of £16,500 registered against them. If they were an authority, they would not have CCJs registered against them.
Right.
So £16,500 worth of CCJs registered against the CSA. We have all the documentation now. We paid a lot of money to get this report, so we need to point out to people what the child support agency is all about, and it's not for getting money to the children, because again, something else we found out, we do not actually own our children.
This is absolutely gobsmacking and fascinating, and I'm sure we'll end up doing another video in a bit on this. But I mean, I've been led to believe as well that there's a potential conflict of interest in that.
Yeah. I mean, we mentioned this. We were in court a few weeks ago with one father, and you can tell it was a kangaroo court because the magistrates were just dismissing everything which was throwing at them. And this was actually lawful stuff which they were trying to dismiss. And basically what it was, we said the child support agency, obviously if they say you work on behalf of the Secretary of State, and so does the magistrate.
Yeah.
This magistrate, so when I asked her about it, I said, well, a conflict of interest, because you're both working for the same company, and she said, no, we're not employed by the Secretary of State, we're actually employed by the Lord Chancellor, who is the Secretary of State.
Now that's fascinating, because I know of a case, a Judge Hickinbottom from down in Wales. Now this guy works on the bench for the DWP on the panel making decisions for benefit claimants on the morning, and he's a judge on an afternoon.
Yeah.
How can that be?
Well, see, this is the thing which people don't realise what is going on. Best way to do it is expose it, and that's exactly what we intend to do with the CSA. We are going to expose them to the full hills, because they are just totally out of control, and what we need to do is help people that when they get caught up within the actions of the CSA, you do have a fighting chance with them, and we intend to try and bring these people down.
So, for the benefit of the public, and the experience that Maurice has got, and the information that I'll come out with myself, I'm sure that if you've got a court case pending, a CSA interview, wouldn't you be damn stupid not to check the facts out on this video? You've got the opportunity to speak to Maurice in person, and we'll talk about that later on. Watch the next video. It's a mind blower.